What is up, Coaster Conquerors? It is me, Austin, and today I am at SeaWorld Orlando in Orlando, Florida. And you may notice this vlog's gonna be a little bit different than my usual vlogs. That is because I'm using a different camera this time. I normally just use my iPhone, but now I'm using my GoPro and I'm using it with a hand strap. So what that means is in today's vlog, not only are you gonna see me at the park showing off-ride footage of coasters and giving reviews of each coaster I ride, but I might even be able to get some on-ride footage. This is gonna be a big first for my channel. So I'm really excited for this vlog. I don't have a whole lot of time. I actually almost forgot something with my GoPro setup, so it took me a little bit longer. Like, I'll only have about an hour and a half here, but hopefully the wait times today won't be too long. It's like a Tuesday, so should low-key be fine. We'll see. Now coming up on the shark-themed area of the park. Only problem with this camera is I don't know if I can really zoom in. I normally kind of have like the snap zoom on my phone camera, but it's still fine because I'm able to get more secure footage on this camera rather than just only having a camera I can hold to my hand. Might be able to see in the distance there's Mako. Maybe I can like zoom in editing. We'll see how that goes because I know this is kind of a little bit of a wide angle. All right, now getting in line for Mako here. And it's only showing a posted 5-minute wait, which is nice. I'm gonna hope to get a front row ride on this, and I think y'all know why I'm gonna try to do that, so let's go. Also want to mention this has got to be one of the best like ride seats and restraints ever is the B&M clamshell restraint. Like, this is actually peak, guys. Always a big fan of this queue and the Mako soundtrack. I feel like the Mako soundtrack is probably one of my favorite ride soundtracks out there. Set for this coaster right here, this peak B&M hyper coaster.
Could be giving a thumbs up, I could be closing that. Scan platform clear. So you got me frustrated.
Coasters POV. It's on Mako at SeaWorld Orlando, so let's go. That is the first Concrete Coasters POV, on-ride POV on this channel. How hype is that? All right, y'all, I just rode Mako in the front row. This is actually my first time in a little bit, I think, riding in the front row. And that was an awesome ride. So many great airtime moments, great blend of floater and ejector. And even after like 10 years of this coaster operating, like I remember 10 years ago when I first rode this coaster. Like, it's still a butter smooth ride. It's still like a really smooth B&M Hyper. It's smoother than the newest B&Ms in this park, which is insane. I think I'm gonna try to get like maybe a back row ride or a further back row ride on this, and maybe do I'm forgetting what it's called, but like I'm gonna have the camera showing me on the ride, so that's gonna be pretty sick. All right, this is on ride reaction footage in the back. We are in the very back row here, so let's go. That's a pretty steep lift hill. I love this lift hill music, I'm not gonna lie. That's the best lift hill music. We're gonna get thrown down this drop here. Awesome back row ride there too. Awesome in the front and in the back row. All right, y'all, I've only got like maybe about an hour in the park here, and time is of the essence. I want to get on as many rides as I can and show as much on-ride footage as I can for y'all. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do here, probably the next best bet, is I'm gonna head over to Kraken. We're gonna ride that. That's an iconic B&M floorless coaster with 7 inversions. That's a whole lot of inversions for one coaster, so that's going to be an exciting ride. All right, it says on the sign, I don't know if you can see it, but Kraken is this way, so let's head over this way. Also, I swear SeaWorld's in-park music is going to get me copyright claim. Passing by Penguin Trek right here. Maybe we'll get the chance to ride it, maybe not. There's it passing by right there. If I don't get to ride this one, then be sure to check out Corny Coaster's POV of this coaster from a couple years ago. I'll probably still link that video anyway. I guess you could say this area is pretty cool, if you will. Passed by Journey to Atlantis here. I'd probably want a waterproof case if I wanted to get footage of that ride, which I think my dad's old GoPro, he had a really old GoPro. I think he did have a waterproof case for that. But anyway, here's the ride we're going to be riding next. It is Kraken, this iconic B&M floorless coaster. Also the oldest, like, large scale, in terms of like non-family coasters, like the biggest non-family coaster in the park. So hopefully it's open. It's showing 0 minutes. Hopefully that doesn't mean it's closed. Hopefully it's just a walk-on, so we'll see. All right, so it turns out this ride is temporarily closed right now. It could just be a short delay, but I don't want to waste too much time on it right now. It looked like on the app, Manta's open, and I think I see it running. I see it go up its lift hill. So I think I'll just ride that one next, and that one might be a little harder to get the right angle on, but we'll still get some on-ride footage of that one. Here we are at the entrance for Manta, and its current posted wait time is 10 minutes, which shouldn't be nothing. Sorry if this water makes it a little harder to hear me. So a waterfall right here. It is kind of refreshing though in this pretty warm Florida weather. But yeah, we're gonna get a ride on this iconic B&M flying coaster. All right, there appears to be a short line ahead of me, but the station's like right here, so it really shouldn't be too long. right, it was low-key a bit of a wait to get in the front row, which unfortunately did take away a good amount of my time remaining in the park. Like, I've probably got half an hour in the park now, but we're gonna get this on-ride footage of Manta. There we go, vertical. Yeah, that was pretty wild right there. All right, y'all, just rode Manta here at SeaWorld Orlando. Unfortunately, waiting for the front row did cut a good bit into my time remaining in the park. There were a lot of people who were waiting for the front row. There were like multiple cycles of the train before it got to me, but it was still a sick ride. I'm not gonna lie. Normally I find this coaster to be a bit overrated, but I feel like this is one of the better rides I've had on it. Like, usually I find the pretzel loop to be a bit much for me, but I feel like I was able to tolerate it a little better this time, so that was pretty awesome. Yeah, guys, no joke, there's less than 20 minutes remaining in the park till the park closes, so I might only be able to get one ride in, maybe two if I'm really lucky. So I'm gonna try to get on Pipeline. I feel like that's a worthy final ride of the day potentially. All right, now I'm gonna be getting a ride on Pipeline, the surf coaster. It's probably gonna be my last ride of the day, so let's go. Now, because the park's closing soon, I unfortunately won't be able to get a front row ride. They're trying to like split people up. So instead I'm gonna do a back row reverse POV. So that's gonna be pretty simple. All right, back row ride on Pipeline. Let's go. About to do some surfing.
Enjoy that last surf for the night.
It's literally the last train dispatching tonight at SeaWorld. Woohoo! That launch is always fun. Last ride of the night on Pipeline. Very unfortunate because I was waiting a while for the front row, and in the end I couldn't ride the front row, but at least we got a back row ride and we got a reverse POV, so that's pretty cool. All right, just rode the last running train tonight of Pipeline the Surf Coaster, a B&M surfing coaster. It's technically a stand-up coaster, but the trains rise up. You actually kind of like fly out of your like seat, if you will. Like you literally have standing airtime, which is a pretty wild sensation. So that was a fun ride. I will say it was a little more rattly than usual, which was kind of unfortunate, but it was still a very fun ride in my opinion. Still a very intense ride with some very unusual airtime moments, like I mentioned. Now I will say I'm very disappointed because I was hoping to get a front row ride and get like that front row POV for y'all, but because it was the last train, I guess the ride ops are probably trying to go home early. You know, that's fair. I don't want to keep them late being the only person on the train. They wanted to spread everyone out for like the last train, so I ended up just switching to the back row since no one was there. That's kind of how we did it. I will say I'm a little disappointed I wasn't able to ride more rides today. I kind of timed it weirdly today, so I wasn't able to get a whole lot in today. I only had like an hour and a half in the park, and a couple of the rides, the operations could have been a little better, but it was still a fun day at the park, and I'll definitely be back here probably a good amount more this summer. I've already gone here at least a couple times this year already, so that's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's gonna be all for this vlog. I'm glad I was able to film with my GoPro for the first time and get some on-ride footage. Like I said, I'm hoping to get more POVs at this park hopefully pretty soon. Even though this whole vlog was filmed with my GoPro, I might just structure it where like the on-ride footage is with the GoPro maybe, and where the off-ride stuff is still on my phone, because I still feel like the camera is a little like too wide, if you will. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to turn on post notifications to get notified of more theme park related content like this. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.